Good morning, guys, from Bali, Denpasar. So I decided there is gonna be one more city I'm walking through, and this is Denpasar in Bali today. I'm gonna head out to the north of here, of the place I'm staying in Sanur, and get a ride here, go up there and walk. So obviously Denpasar is not as huge as Jakarta and the other big cities here in Indonesia, but it is the capital of Bali, and does not have 1 million people living in Denpasar yet, but I'm pretty sure it has the potential to become a city with 1 million people over the next decade. So let's walk all through Denpasar because I want to compare Denpasar and see how it is compared to the other cities I walked, the 9 in Java. So let's do it. Selamat pagi again. The sun is just coming up. It's 7 in the morning. I'm at the northern kind of, let's say, slopes, hills of Denpasar, and what I'm finding here is actually quite amazing. I have been walking a lot so far in many cities. I visited many places in Indonesia. It's my 7th week now in Indonesia, but this place here is quite amazing here in Denpasar. So what I see is like they're farming water lilies, like all these fields, little ponds. It's like rice terraces here in Bali, but they don't farm rice, so they have all these ponds, and everywhere I like see all the way up there, all these, every pool is just filled with these lilies, white and pink, let's say. So this is quite an interesting sight. That's the first time I see something like this. So they must be using these flowers, or are they using the roots from the plant? I have no idea. Guys, who knows what it's for? So that's here, just right at this house. It's the edge of Denpasar. This is where the city boundary goes through. So this is basically here north of Denpasar, and it's just farmland. There's no more houses here, as you can see. Then you kind of continue going up north to Ubud and further into the mountains. What an amazing sight. I love it. It's so nice. So nice to start the morning here. So this area is quite rural. On this side here, I can see some cows in the fields grazing. This place here, I'm pretty sure it would be, I don't know, like a chicken farm or something. That's how it looks for me. You can hear some roosters. There were some cows just before I got dropped off here, but now I don't know if they're here anymore. Oh, they're down there. So yeah, very rural, and these are just the first houses here in Denpasar. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an interesting walk today. Just let's say much different. Oh yeah, I got scared. Just this little fella just jumped out of the bush here behind me. That's the biggest difference from Jakarta and walking in Java. I had hardly any encounters with dogs, and as you guys know, Bali is the island of gods and dogs. Just so many of them here. I just hope today's walk in Denpasar, I'm not gonna have any bad dogs coming to me. As long as they're nice while I'm walking, I don't mind meeting some of them. So I just started walking, and we have the first temple here. So anywhere you go in Bali, you would see a temple like next to their house. Selamat pagi, selamat pagi. very beautiful. And I'm pretty sure this is just a local one, no tourists coming to here. Selamat pagi. Yeah, very nice. It's early in the morning, so people are going to do their offerings, prayers at the temples. Many of them I could see on the way up here. See another dog just in a couple meters. Pagi. He just freshly started the fire in this coconut husk and the scent sticks and the flowers, which you can see everywhere here in front of these temples. The offerings aside on the road. I'm not quite sure how it works because you see them in the morning now everywhere. Like I'm just walking here these couple meters. That's just one in front of the temple. Then you have one just next to the road here. They're still burning, some here, and then more here. So I don't know quite. So it's really like the time now in the morning where everybody is bringing the flowers. I don't know what else they bring, fruit and other stuff. So as you see, every one of them is smoking still. Selamat pagi. So just walking up or down the road here, and I just basically started at this tree there. What I noticed so far, and I did notice when you're in Jakarta and with the majority Muslim people there, you do see a mosque in every neighborhood, but it's not as much. It's definitely not as much as here in Bali. Like I feel I walked by more temples so far than houses on this short stretch of the road. So these are the typical, the Balinese, I don't even know what you call them, like with these roofs, and quite beautiful sight. Very nice. Everybody out on the road doing their prayers, going home. So beautiful, but definitely much more like people very religious here. The Muslims are obviously very religious too, but maybe you just don't see them as much, like because they go to the mosques, and the mosques are like, there is one in the whole neighborhood, but here like every house has its own temple, shrine. Yeah, it's just so different for me witnessing this year. I don't know how it is in India. I've never been to India, but this year very different than Java. What an amazing sight. I came down a little bit further into the city, but it's still kind of in between. There's these pockets like here, some rice fields, and it's so nice and tidy. Like everything is, these guys really like take care of this fields here. The grass mowed down completely, everything taken care of. The rice looking really good. So beautiful. Walking here in the morning, so nice. For some reason, seeing rice in these terraces and in the morning, like with all the dew and everything, it's so mesmerizing, so much nicer than seeing huge wheat fields, endless, like nothing around. It's just so beautiful. That's a really nice canyon. This river here, lush, crossing Denpasar to the south. The bridge though, when a car driving by, is shaking quite a bit. Really nice. The water is not the clearest, but looks I think it looks cleaner than all the rivers I have seen in on Java Island so far. There is oh, there is some garbage underneath here. Yeah, that's Indonesia. You have to, if you look on every corner, you'll find some garbage. But there's even some stairs. You could go down to the river here. So I don't know what people do, if they go down for swimming or yeah, but nice place. It's a lot of these offerings here on this table. Here we have another temple. Lady doing her morning ceremony. It's just Bali is just something special because of yeah, all this beautiful aesthetic stuff they have for praying, like these I don't know what they're called, but they just make them so nice, like hanging down, and so beautifully decorated, everything. The entrance of the Selamat pagi.
Pagi.
So beautiful. Yeah. No wonder why people started coming to Bali and discovered this as a special place. Nowadays I just feel it's a little bit too much with like overcrowded at different places. When I'm walking along here, it's just the local people praying. See here, like there was one temple on the left, here is one temple, there's a temple here. It's just everywhere. This whole street is nicely decorated with this with these bamboo sticks. Selamat pagi. Good morning, good morning. How are you? Apa kabar?
Baik.
Baik. Just walking, looking around. Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice here in Bali. Selamat pagi. The third big difference between Denpasar and the other cities on Java Island, beside that they have a different religion, they're Hindu here, and have obviously way more places of worship than in Java. And the second would be that they have way more dogs here. But the third one is they're selling the petrol at the road, not in Coca-Cola bottles or plastic bottles. Well, you have some, but you have vodka bottles filled with gasoline. Not only that they terima kasih. So not that they only sell the petrol in alcohol bottles. Alcohol here in Bali, Denpasar, is widely available. Like every restaurant, hotel, you can buy beer easily, wine getting served here, which is not that easily, or you don't find it that easily on Java Island. And you can find many advertisements for beer, like Bintang, I think the most famous one, Bali High, Singaraja here from Bali too, which I don't think I have ever seen any advertisements for any alcohol on Java Island. So that's already some big differences. I just want to show you something interesting. Happy dog, happy cat. That's a pet shop here with dog and cat food. The funny thing is, I don't own a pet. I don't know like nothing about pet food, any pet products. But happy dog and happy cat, I know. When I'm working in Augsburg, that's the city I currently live in, Germany. And on the outskirts of Augsburg, a small village, I always drive by with my truck by this happy dog, happy cat production facility. And it's yeah, I just found out now that this is actually their main seat. They come from the small village on the outskirts of Augsburg. I could be actually walking from my home to that place, like I'm walking now here in Denpasar, and it makes the whole way from this little village out here to Denpasar, Bali. It's so crazy how connected the world nowadays is, that something produced in a tiny village in Germany ends up being fed here to the dogs and cats, like on the Indonesian market. Just insane. We arrived in the city center of Denpasar. The first thing I want to show you is the governor's office here, the building behind. So Denpasar is the capital city of the province of Bali. Bali is like the island itself is a province itself, and Denpasar serves as the capital. I want to walk all the cities in Indonesia. It's not gonna happen now, but Denpasar is the 10th city now. This time I'm here in Indonesia. It has not reached the mark of 1 million people yet. It had only 725,000 people living here in 2020, but it already reached 880 or 890,000 people in 2015. So it was going up, and then the pandemic hit Bali's tourism industry, because everything was basically closed for 2 years, no people arriving. So there might have been some people who moved back to, like, I don't know, their hometowns, villages, which could not work in the tourism sector anymore. That's why, yeah, they're down, let's say, for another 200,000 people. But the chances are actually that Denpasar will hit the 1 million mark by the end of this decade. So I will include Denpasar in my walking, and I am. So it is a big city, and same like Jakarta as the capital city, there is like the Jabodetabek region with the surrounding cities, satellite cities. Denpasar has its own metropolitan area called Sarbagita, with Sar for Denpasar. Badung, Gianyar and Tabanan regencies surrounding Denpasar are included in this metropolitan area, which have altogether 2.3 million people living here. So you can see it's a densely populated place. It's quite small actually, the city limits of Denpasar. I walked, I think, in 3.5 hours. I walked the 10 kilometers to the city center here, and I have another 10 left to go through the city, which is kind of very small compared to other cities I walked in the Jakarta area, and even Bogor, which only has slightly more than 1 million people, is much bigger in area than Denpasar here. And the other thing is, I want to show you, we're gonna go across the road. Selamat pagi. We're gonna go across the road. There's the monument in the city park here, which is kind of something similar like the Monas monument in Jakarta, and it's the Bajra Sandi monument, like something similar, but I just don't think it's as many people coming to this place. It's the like monument, same, I think I have been in Bandung, like the monument for the struggle of Balinese people, same like we had the monument in Bandung, the monument for the struggle of the Sundanese people, which was actually completely fenced off and I could not enter. So let's hope we can go in there and see how it looks like. I hope we can go even up. Let's see. Something else I wanted to say is there was something, but I forgot. Oh yeah, so I walked all half through the city, and as you know, Bali is like the main tourist destination of all of Indonesia, which probably, I don't know, like 80% of all the tourists coming to Indonesia probably come to Bali and not to Java, Sumatra or any other place. They're all coming here to Bali, which is kind of interesting that I walked half through the city from these northern slopes to come here all to the city center, and I have not met even one foreigner. which is interesting. I don't know, like if just it's a funny thing how the concentration of tourists, like they might be all down at the beach in Kuta, Seminyak, in these hotels at the beach, and then going to just to different temples and tourist sites here in Bali. So like I said, I have not met anyone. So let's just check out the monument here in the park, which is actually quite big and nice. There's a lot of trees, and so you can hang out here. Let's go check the monument and see if there are gonna be actually tourists or if it's just more local people. Well, same thing like in Jakarta at Monas. There is a gate. I came from the west side. It's closed, so I'll probably have to walk all around the whole monument until I can find the entrance. It's just funny that you can't put some signs or something to just have people know which way you have to walk to get the fastest way to enter a building, but it's just something they don't like to do here in Indonesia for whatever reason, or they expect everybody knows what they're doing. Hello, hello. The ticket to enter here at the National Monument is 50,000 for a foreigner, and today I am alone, so I am a foreigner, not with Jasmine. Otherwise we would have paid 50,000 for the two of us. It's 25,000 for the locals. So let's go in here because I could not get in the Monas. So let's check this one out. Not as busy as I thought it might be. In Jakarta it was just too busy because it was Idul Fitri, so there were so many people on holidays and they would just go in everywhere. I just might walk around here a little bit, just check out the surrounding first and then go inside. This monument was opened or started building in 1987 and inaugurated in 2000, I think, something like this. So it's actually quite new, not like the ones I have visited before in some other cities on Java Island. So it's quite a new monument here, built obviously in Balinese kind of architecture style. Looks pretty nice. Nobody outside here, everybody's inside up there, so we can go in and check out the view on Denpasar. Like, Denpasar is not like other cities in Java, the big cities where I have seen many skyscrapers. Obviously in Jakarta, the other cities, let's say more like tall residential buildings, but here I have not seen any so far. It's really just some kind of more like in the suburbs. It's pretty low profile houses, small. It's the entrance here from the side. But yeah, Denpasar is actually kind of very quiet compared to, it has its busy streets obviously, and the traffic at night probably would get very like busy and jammed too. But other than this, it's quite compared to Jakarta, it's very, I would say, very peaceful compared to Jakarta. I'm walking around the monument here and there's nobody outside. You can walk, like, completely make its rectangular shape. You could walk around here. It's quite nice, beautiful. It's very peaceful. You still hear the noise from the cars and the motorbikes, but there's nobody in the sun, nobody walking. They're all just people go inside to have a look. I think there's some museum or something inside, but it's quite enjoyable here. And I don't even find it that hot as it is in Jakarta. It's almost noon, but I really don't find it that hot. So even here at the monument, they would have a small shrine, temple, I don't know how you call them. There's even here some offerings people put here in the morning. But it's nice. Places like this, where there is nobody around, it's really nice to come and check them out because it's so peaceful. Just me. Nobody else. Actually, a really nice place compared to Monas in Jakarta, where there is like at any time there's thousands of tourists, but this place here is very quiet. Obviously not the main tourist attraction, because there's I don't know, hundreds of them, thousands of them here in Bali. So I think like all the people coming to see Bali, the tourists from even from Indonesia and all the Western tourists, I don't think they're really like into coming here, because there's so much more, whatever, like nicer, more interesting places, more places which have a longer history than this place here. But it's still a nice place to come. Really not overcrowded. I like it when you don't have like hundreds of buses coming here and bringing in all the tourists and vendors and people selling and pushing, and it's like here it's nice, nobody bothering you. Nice. It's actually nice for walking. So I came in, entered the park, made half a loop around to enter the at the entrance to pay for the ticket. Then I walked all around the monument here, then again entered to the monument side through this gate, and then you could make a loop around here, or again you climb up here and make a loop all around here. It's so if you like just walking and some quiet time, because really nobody around here, you could just easily make some loops. Like here we are in the shade, so easy to walk around. And then here there's a looks like almost like a like a temple inside too. I'm just gonna make a loop around, and then we're gonna go in to check out what's up on the upper floor. So every of the circles is obviously much shorter, so you can make it quite quick around the monument inside here. Okay, let's go inside and check out what it is about. I think a lot of it is the history here of Bali and their fight for the independence of Indonesia from the Dutch colonial rulers here. It's a nice pond inside, quite nice. So again, another circle you can make inside here, a really quick one. And then let's go upstairs. And then it's really interesting how many circles around this place you can actually make. Climbing loop, and then even go climbing up. You will make many loops to get up there. Just check out the terrace here. I don't want to bother you too much here. It's a lot of the history of Bali. I'm just gonna go through by myself. And even here, you can go outside, which reminds me a little bit like of Borobudur, with these little. It's really nice. Okay, last one, up the stairs. Checking out what's up on top. The view on the city of Denpasar, hopefully. Well, it's interesting to learn a little bit about the history of Bali, from Stone Age to kind of the kingdoms on Bali, and then the fight for independence here with the Japanese occupation and the Dutch after the Second World War. So yeah, little bit history is always good. Okay, watch my head. And then up here, the last round. Beautiful. Beautiful. This one facing south. This is where I'm heading, kind of this way. I think this one is the Catholic Cathedral here. You can see. And like I said, there's no high-rise building. Nowhere whatsoever. No high-rise buildings at all. And up here, this is where we came from. The field here and the governor's building just in the behind in the kind of forest. Interesting. A place with 1 million people almost, and then it kind of reminds me like in Germany. This is the way they are building. They don't let anything being really taller than the highest church in the city, which is basically the same like the church here seems to be the highest building. If I look out there, right, there is not even a temple or something taller than the church here. Very interesting. And there were actually, I think, 7 people, 7 Westerners. I think I heard some of them speaking French, but it's really not as much as I would expect here, because Bali is obviously full of Western tourists, Australians, and a lot of Europeans. But yeah, not really. It's a really nice place to come, not overcrowded. On my way south from the monument, and we have seen the cathedral before. I am actually just walking by the cathedral. I did not intend to go inside, but just looking at the church, like this Balinese style Catholic church, is quite something. Look at even the angels, how they are, how nice they're looking. It's quite something. So beautiful. So I think, I don't know, I think I have to go check it out. See if they let me in, how it works. But it just, yeah, it's so beautiful here. Catholic Church, Gereja Katolik, Rokudus Cathedral. Yeah. Hello. So let's see if I can go inside. Yeah, just a little registration with my passport, and I'm good to go. Let's go inside. Okay, this now looks more like European, but the angels are definitely Balinese. So beautiful. There's nobody inside. But the church is actually bigger than I imagined. Like there's a lot of space inside. Very beautiful church. Yeah. This is kind of the places I like. You come here, you're the only one. There's so much more to explore in Bali than just go to the main tourist sites. And there are some places that are so overrun. It feels more like a, I don't know, adventure park. It's not as fun to be there. But coming to a place like this, seeing something different is quite unique. church is so nice. So nice. It's kind of interesting how it's combined between the two styles, like the Balinese style, the angels here on the pillars, very Balinese, and even Maria and Jesus up here look very Balinese. But then you have Maria and Jesus here, looks quite European. So it's an interesting mix of the two cultures. It's interesting to see. Very nice church. Nobody in here. I have been 10 minutes inside, and it's nice and cool. Very lovely, beautiful Catholic church. Something special. I have been to many churches in Europe, but this one I will not forget.